Hello, friends, and welcome to Sunday Storytime. I'm Lady Blaze, and thank you so much for joining us today. You're probably wondering, Lady Blaze, why do you have so many hats and caps on your head? And that is a fantastic question. And the reason for that is today we will be reading a fantastic book called Caps for Sale, A Tale of a Peddler, Some Monkeys, and Their Monkey Business. So appropriately, I wore my monkey socks today. They got little arms and legs because I like to get into the theme. So today we're going to read Caps for Sale, A Tale of a Peddler, Some Monkeys, and Their Monkey Business, told and illustrated by Zephyr Slobodkini. I could never say this right, and I apologize. Zephyr Slobodkina. Well, and also, this book is very interesting. It's a reading rainbow book, but it's also celebrating 75 years. This book... and that print was a while ago. This book was made and written and illustrated in 1940. That's probably older than your parents, older than your grandparents, almost 100 years ago. Not quite. It's 80 years ago. And then it was re-released in 47, and then it was re-released in 1968. So it's been some time. So this is our book, Caps for Sale. And we're going to go ahead and start this. Caps for Sale, A Tale of a Peddler, Some Monkeys, and Their Monkey Business. Oh, and I got to hold my head so straight. So Rosalind and Emmy Jean, and to their grandfather who loved to read to them. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler, carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on the top of his head. First, he had his own checkered cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and at the very top, he had a red cap. Now, here I'm making do with what's in my cabin. I don't know where all my fedoras are, probably in storage. So these are the hats that I found to put on my head today. Look at him with all his caps. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight as to not upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." He has to be very careful. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. He walked up the street and he walked down the street. "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap," he kept calling. But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody even wanted a red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. Yes, this is a dress with pockets. It's amazing. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said, and he walked out of town slowly, so as not to upset the caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That's a nice place for a rest," thought he, and he sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put up his hand to feel if they were straight. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. They were all there. So he went to sleep, and he slept for a long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. Uh-oh, careful, Caps. Almost lost him. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were still in the right place. And he felt, all he felt was his own checkered cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. He looked to the left of him. No caps. He looked in the back of him. No caps. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Where do you think they went? Where could they be? Do you know where they went? Do you have any idea? Perhaps my socks and the name of the title might have given you a clue. Let's find out. Then he looked up into the tree. What do you think he saw? What do you think's up there? Did you figure it out? On every branch sat a monkey. And on every monkey was a gray or brown or a blue or a red cap. Look at all the monkeys. They look very happy, very content in their caps. I have to be so careful. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do, so finally he spoke to them. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking a finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. No, they didn't give him back his caps. This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh no, is he ever going to get the caps back? Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, you monkeys, you better give me back my caps. But the monkeys, they stamped their feet back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Whatever will he do? Oh, those silly monkeys. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped both his feet and shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys, they only stamped both their feet back at him and said, tis, tis, tis. Oh my goodness. He's getting very upset. I bet you'd be upset too. Monkey stole your caps. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it to the ground, and began to walk away. So upset. What do you think happened? Totally upset. But then each monkey pulled off his cap. Monkey see, monkey do, right? And all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Look at all those caps. They're all out of the tree. The monkeys copied him and threw him to the ground. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, then the red caps at the very top. Ooh, it's a little wobbly. And slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." He's got all his caps now. He walks very slowly. Could you imagine wearing all those caps on your head? That is the end. How many does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 caps. Oh my goodness. 17 caps. So I have a lot of hats on my head and I feel like I'm going to lose them. So let's see how many we have. These are just what I happen to have in my cabin here in New Jersey. Thanks for joining me in the cabin in the woods. Day 53 and week 6. So thanks so much for joining me for Sunday Story Time. If you enjoyed this, please hit subscribe, give it a like, share with your friends. Check out all the other cool videos I have. Some other stories, some live videos of bands and concerts, a lot of fire spinning and some flow videos. So a couple how to make smoothie videos. So let's see, what do we got? We got 1. Ha ha ha, I felt like the count my cosmic hat. Then we got 2. Ha ha ha. 3. 4. 5. I'll put this one on him. That's a good look. There we go. That's really good. 5. We got our beanies here. We got guar. We got 6. 7. 8. Oh, and then my checkered cap to match my dress. 9. Woo, we got cooler in here and everything is much louder. Woo. Well, I hope you enjoyed story time today. Caps for Sale, one of my favorite books. This is a new one, which is why it's in nice condition. But this book, as I said, is very old. Thank you for watching Sunday Story Time. Even as life starts to change into the new normal, I think I'm going to continue these Sunday Story Times. I'm getting a great response, so please share them with your friends, with other families, your family, other school groups that you might know. If you have requests of stories you'd like to hear, let me know. I think next week we might do something extra fun and a little rhyming. So we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me on a Sunday. It's beautiful out today, so please enjoy that fresh air. But of course, still enjoying that fresh air. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay sane, and stay home, or at least social distance yourself from others and wear your protective mask covering. All right, thanks for joining me. Week 6, day 53, shelter in place. Thanks. Caps for Sale. Loved having you today. See you next week.